Cursor just rolled out a major update to its AI coding agents this week, enabling them to run in parallel on a dedicated cloud virtual machine. But this isn't a story about Cursor. It's a saga on autonomous background agents and the future of software delivery.
Cmd+AI.
Through Cursor, we've had background tasks. That's been a thing for a little while. But I think this is more of an automatic way of doing things, right? Go on, let's watch this. Let's chill out for a bit.
We gave Cursor agents their own computers, and now they can test their changes and come back with a video recording of what they worked on.
Let's take a look at what that actually looks. So here's an agent that we kicked off. This was sometime a couple weeks ago when we were launching our long-running agents. So we needed to make sure that
so
users
it's the long-running
could configure
agent
how long these long-running agents run
that
for.
has
So we needed a picker.
Playwright.
We gave it some instructions. Later, it came back with a video.
And so here it's using mouse and keyboard like a human. And after it implemented the code, front end, back end, strung it through, whatever, it is testing to make sure that it works and also recording it so that you can see that it works.
I can just watch this video in a few seconds.
So nothing crazy, but we are still starting to see more and more of this, and apparently it can run for like 10, 20 tasks, and you know, I'm not a massive fan of Cursor anymore, to be honest. I don't use it too much, but what I gave you a sneak peek of is that Claude Code has this new remote control feature as well, which again, in a similar sort of way, you're sending your task off to the cloud. Now you could already do this with, if you in Claude Code, if you type and then that will send it to the background as a background task, which inevitably just sends it up to the cloud. But it's a way that you can then interact with it on your phone. So remote control here. You can actually interact with it on your phone. Now, I actually thought this was already possible, to be honest. I'm yet to see like what difference this is. Again, I'll release a video on this on my channel, actually doing the difference between background and remote control. But it's good to see. The other thing I wanted to share was this beautiful website, by the way. I just really like this website. It's so smooth. And this website is talking about, and we spoke earlier about new paradigms, new ways of working with the Figma MCP and embracing it. This, I read through this, and it's essentially talking about the same sort of thing. Where the bottlenecks are, and this is why you've got this graphic here, there's bottlenecks everywhere. And how can we alleviate these bottlenecks? Basically, having agents that run in the background, where you aren't necessarily coding, you aren't necessarily writing. I mean, we're not coding anyway, right, because of AI, but the point is, it's like they talk about testing and going back up to here, actually, planning, code review, testing, deployment, probably, deployments and things like that. And where can we stick agents here in this pipeline to enable some of this stuff? I set up a background agent using Oz, which is Warp, which is the terminal that I use, that every week just looks to improve the website, right? It's just kind of doing its thing. I also set one off with our video when I first spoke about Oz on the Cmd+AI channel. I scheduled an agent to do accessibility reviews and things like this. Like, is it a case that, you know, as developers, we are just implementing the basic thing and then it runs through all of these to do it? Or are we doing any of this sort of stuff? And our websites are living organisms. Comments come in, data comes in, maybe it's analytics, maybe it's feedback on a forum or something like that. And our AI is constantly analyzing all of this data. Really, you're there to verify what, hey, we had 300 new users on this page and they dropped off at this point. Do you want to move this section high? Whatever the comment is, whatever the analysis is from the agent, it sends its request to you, and all you're doing is saying, yes, you're the kind of final brain in all of this. And this is what I'm really, really excited about. This whole, I love this website. It's so cool. This is a really, really nice read. establish background agent primitives. There we go. So it's really got some practical advice here. Sandbox as a tool, agent as a dev environment, enforce the run at runtime, not prompts. So that's quite cool. Give this a read and really embrace what it's talking about, because I think we're really going to be entering a new age of background agents just running around doing their thing. The final thing I wanted to share with you, which, to be honest, has kind of been solved, but coordinating a trees of AI agents. So this guy, I don't know, JK, June Kim, speaks about a bunch of little orchestration tools out there. All right, OpenAI Swarm. This is one that got released. Claude is just updated this week with their agent teams, or last week maybe. He talks about this tool that he's created that sends in, basically, he really goes into it here. He basically sends an agent in to understand a task and understands what sub-agents, what agents need to orchestrate or to fulfill this challenge, and where do the dependencies lie. Something that we used to use Taskmaster for, but now as I said, I literally played around with Claude agent teams today. It's really great. It then sets up those agents and figures them out. Migrate API from REST to GraphQL, active spawn, audit, a research. How many concurrent agents do you serve? Oh, this is kind of it going on, but you can see that it's using different agents to do different things. And you can, again, this is his tool, so if you want to look into it, definitely go and do it. But I used Claude Code. You can actually specify what agents you want, and maybe there's a / command or a skill for I don't know, building a front end feature, that you have a research agent, then you have a front end architect agent, and all this and that and the other. And for me, it's a lot more deterministic than thinking that Claude Code is just going to pick up on a sub agent to do these things. I'd rather it happen. I actually tell it to go build an agent team. It was really cool to watch them work, but again, chewed through my tokens, and I'm not even on the max plan at the moment just because I'm trialing Codex. But yeah, that's agent orchestration, multiple teams. Obviously, lots of people are talking about this right now, and I cannot stress how much I think that we need to look into agents and agent orchestration and things like that. I've heard rumors that there's going to be some $500 a month plans on things like Claude Code and ChatGPT and things like that, where I'm even considering the $200 a month plan on Claude Code, just because I'm using AI so much more now. I'm using AI for absolutely everything. I do the animations on this channel, which I use the remotion skill for all that. I use it to update, obviously, my OpenClaw, things like this. I'm just using AI for everything right now. This is part of a larger conversation on my show, Command AI, which we stream live every single week. We discuss the news and all things related to AI in the world of design and web. Catch us next week and join in the banter.
Command AI.